Glenn. And on the bases, Jim Courtney. The Raptors and the West Coast League are proud of the reputation of the league and would like to ensure that the ballpark will
Welcome, everybody, into the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex, the home of tonight's first game of a three-game series between the Yakima Valley Pippins and the Ridgefield Raptors. A very pleasant good evening to all of you listening out there on both our Mixler stream and for the first time on our YouTube stream. My name is Harmon Johnsen. I'm your voice of the Yakima Valley Pippins for this 2026 summer. Pippins and Raptors come into this game tied in first place in the West Coast League South. Both teams sitting at 6-3 on the young season, but we're almost a third of the way through that first half as 10 games of the 27 are in the books after tonight. It's going to be an interesting one here in Ridgefield. It's been very cold all day today. Temperatures currently sitting at around 60 degrees here in Ridgefield. This park situated facing northeast, the wind blowing out. So already a small park, 310 to the poles, 360 to the gaps, and a launching pad for sure for both offenses. We might see quite a few long balls tonight, and if we don't see the long ball, then we'll likely just see a lot of extra base hits. And so in tonight's contest, when you look at these two teams, you've got a couple of squads that are right there at the top of the league, ready to get things underway. As Ridgefield, ironically, playing in their first South Division contest. They played 9 games against North Division teams, including coming off of a weekend sweep against the Port Angeles Lefties. A good weekend for them up in PA. And as we get ready for ball here tonight, the Pippins looking to start off on the right foot in a fourth straight series. The Pippins won the opener in 2 of the 3 series so far this year. They dropped the dropped the first game of the series down in Springfield. As we get ready for baseball here tonight, we're going to get the starting lineups momentarily. My streaming software is not working the best on the YouTube, so you'll have to bear with me as we do the technical difficulties for the first time on the road here. We're not plugged into any Ethernet, we're not plugged into anything, so the stream quality might not be the greatest. We're going to try to get it figured out as we go through this one. Pippins under the managerial expertise of Coach Kyle Crestangel, who's got this team out to a nice start. The 6-3 start, certainly a breath of fresh air after last year. The Pippins not picking up 6 wins until towards the end of June. Of course, they did have a good time down in Ridgefield last year, taking a game that at the time snapped, a very short 4-game losing streak. Of course, we would go on to see a 10-game losing streak in that season as well. And so it's going to be an interesting trip down here as the Pippins begin 6 games straight on the road. They'll head up to Edmonton after the 3 games finish here in Ridgefield. Pippins going to send out a very similar lineup that they did the last couple of nights with one change down towards the bottom of the order. We'll get to starting lineups here in just a moment. As under Chris Cota, the only head coach in the Ridgefield Raptors history, he has led his squad to 18 wins over these Yakima Valley Pippins over the last 6 years or so. The Pippins close in the series, 18-15 all time here in Ridgefield. The Pippins trail by a game. And so Ridgefield holds the 1-game advantage here at their home ballpark as they will try to get off of a losing snide against Yakima Valley. The Pippins took the last game of the year last year up at the Orchard. They were able to walk it off on a Greg Luna bunt and end the year on a high note. And so certainly some interesting history between these two teams. We're down here in Ridgefield for the first and only time this season, barring a postseason meeting. Starting lineups look like this as they get introduced on the field. Starting for the Ridgefield Raptors, leading off and playing third base will be number 5, Jason Nagler. Batting second, the shortstop, wearing number 10, is Michael Perazzo. Batting third, the first baseman, number 20, JT Summers. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, number 35, Cade Laidhoff. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 23, Zach Wattis. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 4, Jaden Blaylock. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 11, Bo Rico. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 3, Noah Albanese. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 36, Isaiah Hearn. Chris Cota again sending out Nagler, Perazzo, Summers, Laidhoff, Wattis, and Blaylock. And then Rico, Albanese, and Hearn. On the mound will be August Ware, a high school arm who's getting ready to face his first collegiate bats as we see the Ridgefield Raptors take the field right here in the Rourke Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex, around 2,500 capacity if you count the grass berms. Yakima Valley will send out Jay O'Neill to start here in the top of the first inning. Center fielder wearing number 7. Batting second will be the third baseman, number 26, Daichi Furuhata, on an 8-game hitting streak. Batting third, the designated hitter, Nick Velasquez. He wears number 17. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 25, Parker Burt. Batting fifth, the right fielder will be number 15, Luis Garcia. Batting sixth will be the left fielder, number 27, Garen Guler. Batting seventh will be Grant Yost, the first baseman, wearing number 34. Batting eighth will be the one addition to the lineup that we did not see over the weekend, the second baseman, number 10, Ramon Valenzuela. And then batting ninth will be the shortstop. He wears number 1. It's Levi Correa. So again, for the Pippins, it's O'Neill, Furuhata, Velasquez, Burt, Garcia, Guler, Yost, Valenzuela, and Correa. And on the mound will be Austin Dillon, making his second start of the year. Dillon will be facing a very potent offense for Ridgefield. We're going to take a break for the national anthem. Still don't have any ads here on the stream, so we're just going to turn the volume down, and we'll be back here in just a moment to the Rourke for Game 1 between the Pippins and the Raptors here on a Tuesday night. Back to the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex, the Rourke, as it's affectionately called here in Ridgefield. Pippins and Raptors, Game 1 of this 3-game series. Raptors taking the field for their defense here in the top of the first inning to face the Pippins, as they will be wearing their all-gray uniforms with a gray top, gray pants, a white stripe down the side of the pants, white numerals, and then a maroon cap with the R for Ridgefield on the middle. On the front of the uniform will be Raptors in block letters in white with a numeral below it on the left side of the body. The Yakima Valley Pippins wearing their green tops with white numerals, gray pants, and they'll be wearing the green lids to complement those green tops. Pippins in white across the chest with a bat stick underneath the word mark Pippins. The hat today will feature the Scott T. Pippin Applehead logo as we get ready for baseball here at the Rourke. Jim Courtney is going to be the field umpire today. He wears number 56 on his right sleeve. Thomas Glenn will be calling the balls and strikes for this three-game series. Game 1, he'll be back behind the dish on Game 3. That'll be Thursday at 6:35 p.m. Overcast conditions here at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. The skies are gray, the temperature is down. There's a chance of rain later this evening, but we're going to try to get a baseball game in for game 1 of 3 between these two first place teams in the WCL South. The standings: Yakima Valley, Ridgefield, Walla Walla, and Marion all 6-3 to start the year. Corvallis and Portland are 5-4. And then Bend is 3-6, and Springfield rounds out the South at 2-7. For the north side, the Wenatchee Apple Sox start the day at 6-2, Nanaimo 6-3, the Bellingham Bells 5-4, and then Kelowna 4-5, Edmonton 3-5, Port Angeles 3-6, following a sweep at the hands of these Raptors, Victoria 3-6 as well, and Kamloops down at the bottom 2-7. The North Paws and the Drifters are actually playing each other this week, and so the two statistically worst teams in the WCL will be facing off, trying to get out of the cellar. Play ball sign given by Thomas Glenn. Here we go. Out of the full windup, the southpaw August Ware sends a first pitch high for ball 1, 6:34 p.m. Here in Ridgefield, it is 59 degrees Fahrenheit. 1-0 pitch. Jay O'Neill, who was in the left-hand batter's box, sends it foul down the left field line to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Jay, on his first road trip with the team, joined Yakima Valley on Friday when he was able to come up after spending the year with Georgia Gwinnett. Had a great year with the Grizzlies, as the next offering is a curveball on the outside part of the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes. O'Neill a lefty, then Daichi to the right side. Velasquez a lefty to follow it up. So lefty, righty, lefty to start this contest. The 1-2 pitch, Jay gets a piece of it and sends it to the backstop. All turf surface here at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex, a more traditional shade of green for the outfield and infield grass. Dark brown is the turf color on the infield. And R for Ridgefield behind the batter's circle. The 1-2 pitch, Jay checks his swing. The pitch was high, and so the count's now 2-2. The leather for the Raptors is Wattis in left, Hearn in center, Albanese in right. Nagler, Perazzo, Blalock, and Summers left to right on the infield. Rico doing the catching for the southpaw August Ware, making his first start in the West Coast League. Jay on the ground over towards first. A couple of bounces to the first baseman Summers. He takes it to the white side of the safety bag himself. O'Neill retired 1 away. That'll bring up Daichi Furuhata, the third baseman in today's contest. Daichi, 8-game hitting streak. He skipped a game during the Marion Berries series over the weekend, dealing with a little bit of a wrist injury, but he is healthy now. And he is back in the lineup for 2 straight days as Daichi watches a first pitch high and away for ball 1. For Furuhata, he is second on the team in batting average with .453 as the next pitch misses away, 2-0. .433 is good for 5th in the West Coast League. A .514 on base percentage, a .633 slugging percentage for Daichi. 2-0 pitch, Daichi swings through a fastball at the top of the zone to make it 2-1. Daichi's got 13 hits, and he's driven in 6 runs from the 2-hole. 2-1, high and away, 3 balls and a strike. Daichi will take his walks as well. He has drawn 3 of them so far this season. Daichi crowding the plate in that right-hand batter's box. The lefty Ware winds and brings it. The 3-1 is ball 4, and Furuhata will trot down to first with a walk. Velasquez, the designated hitter, will hit next. .259 batting average for Nick. There was a debate with some reinforcements like Ramon Valenzuela joining the team over the weekend. What do you do with Velasquez, who's had a hot stick recently? Had a home run in the Sunday game against the Marion Berries as the first pitch is down Broadway, 0-1. Velasquez, one of 3 citrus guys on the team to go along with Bo Lloyd. 0-1. Spiked all the way to the backstop off the shoulder of Rico. Daichi rounding second. He will stop there. A wild pitch advances Furuhata 90 feet. Good start for Yakima Valley, trying to draw first blood here in the top of the first inning, just underway here at Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. Velasquez, 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. There's 1 out. That was Jay O'Neill, who grounded out to start the game. Daichi gets his lead, and the pitch misses down and away from August Ware. August wearing number 7 from Hillsboro, Oregon. One of the younger members of this squad facing collegiate bats for his first time. 2-1, left above the letters. The count runs to 3 balls and 1 strike. Ware actually bats right-handed, but he throws left-handed up there on the hill. Raichi out at second. Slight infield shift for Velasquez on the pull side. The 3-1 pitch took him all the way. And so the count runs full to Nick. Crowd slowly building here at the Rourke. You've got permanent seating all the way to the dugouts behind home plate, and then berm seating along the foul lines. 3-2 pitch on the way, and that's called strike 3 by Thomas Glenn. Nick Velasquez down looking, fastball on the outer half of the dish, 2 away for Parker Burt. Burt batting .577 to lead the West Coast League. 15 hits for Parker. 5 RBI and 5 walks drawn as well. His .667 on base percentage. I don't know how that's not first place. It is second in the league. First pitch he sees is a strike at the knees to the catcher from Regis. Native of Mansfield, Texas, Parker with 4 doubles on the season. One of those here would give the Pippins the early lead here in the top of the first inning. No balls, 1 strike. Double check of second to Daichi, and Parker takes a fastball in across his knees, 1-1. Apologies for the spotty crowd audio. I think I dropped my microphone on the way in, and so it has a humming noise. I didn't want to blow your ears out. We're behind a giant pane of glass here at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. 1-1. Parker fishing for a curveball, 1-2. Down at his knees again. It's a very nice setup. You've got a nice wide view of the field. You're back a ways so you can see everything. Not really a good spot to put the crowd mic, though. I'll do my best to convey the energy here at the ballpark. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A look at second. The pitch on the way to Parker. Blew it by him as the top hand comes off the bat. The Pippins strand Daichi Furuhata out at second. It was no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the first inning here at the Rourke. Pippins 0, Raptors coming up. We'll be right back. This is Pippins Baseball. Welcome back to the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. Austin Dillon takes the field on the mound for the Yakima Valley Pippins. Last pitched against the Springfield Drifters when he went 4 1/3 innings, taking the loss. 4 hits, 1 run was all he allowed. It was a very low-scoring game down there in Springfield. The Drifters won it 3-0. 8 strikeouts for Austin Dillon on the season out of Yakima Valley College as he will face Jace Nagler, Michael Perazzo, and JT Summers to start off for the Raptors. Pippins left 1 on in the first inning. That was Daichi Furuhata who drew a walk. So right now, still being no hit. But they did have a base runner. Dillon looking to go 1, 2, and 3 here in this first frame. Out of the stretch, AD misses upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes with a slider. So Jace Nagler, first person to face Austin Dillon. 2 games he's played, 500 batting average. As the next offering outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Only 10 at-bats for Nagler, but 5 hits, including 2 RBI. As he drills one out towards center field, moving over O'Neill, and he will put it away. 3 pitches, 1 away here for Austin Dillon. Jay back out in center field. After playing second base on Sunday, the rest of the defense looks like this. Garen Guler in left, O'Neill in center, Luis Garcia out in right. Daichi is over at third, Levi Correa is at short. Ramon Valenzuela is at second base, Grant Yost is at first. Parker Burt doing the catching for Austin Dillon. Left-handed hitting Michael Perazzo digs in. .333 batting average coming into this contest. Perazzo watches ball 1 high and away from Dillon. .333 batting average, .438 on base percentage for Perazzo, playing in his 9th contest. This is game 10 of the 2026 season. Dillon brings the 1-0, and it catches the outside half to make it 1-1. Austin going to be heavy with the slider today. It's a cooler day, but he feels confident that he can get the break on it he wants. 1 ball and 1 strike. Another breaking ball. This one misses high and away, 2-1. Michael Perazzo. Look at his numbers. 8 RBI as the next offering evens the count 2-2. He's been caught stealing once. He's stolen 2 bags. Perazzo playing shortstop today. Dillon sends the 2-2 in, and it's over on the ground foul to Daichi Furuhata. Michael Perazzo from Redwood City, California, 5'9", 175, in that left-hand batter's box. A little bit shorter in stature, but that means the strike zone's harder to reach if you're an opposing pitcher. 2-2 from AD outside, and the count will run full. Raptors as a team batting .269. They have 10 home runs. They've played 6 games already here at home, as this is an opposite field slice right to Garen Guler. Barely had to move. Well, 2 up and 2 down for the Ridgefield Raptors. And now JT Summers will stroll to the plate. Summers batting .412 on the season. This is his 10th contest. He's played in every single game. 14 hits, 13 runs driven in. He's got 5 extra base hits, including 2 home runs. First pitch from AD, up above the letters, 1 ball and no strikes. Next offering, evens the count 1-1, top of the zone from AD. His home runs came against the Nanaimo Night Owls on opening night and then against the Kamloops North Paws back on June 3rd. He has been kept in the yard since. That includes a 3-game road trip up to Port Angeles. 2 balls and a strike. Summers waits on the pitch from AD as he waves and misses at an upstairs changeup 2-2. Dillon trying to retire the side in order and get his bats back out there for the top of the 2nd inning. Pips in game one of a 6-game road trip, trying to start it off on the right foot. 2-2 pitch from Austin Dillon, grounded over to short. Correa up with it. The long throw across the diamond is in time, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Ridgefield. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base. An inning in the books. We go to the second. No score here in Ridgefield. Top of the second inning here at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. Glad you're with us. I'm Harmon Johnsen, your voice of the Yakima Valley Pippins, here in game one of this 3-game series against the Raptors. Pippins will send up 5, 6, and 7 in their batting order. Luis Garcia, Garen Guler, and Grant Yost. Back here on an overcast day here in Ridgefield. There's a nice window over to my right. I'm looking out the back way. Looks to be a little bit of precipitation behind us. It's that foggy, kind of almost clouds dropping right into your living room type look over to the southwest. So we'll see if any raindrops try to spoil the fun. Luis Garcia digs into the right-hand batter's box to face August Ware. First pitch is skied out towards right field, moving over to his left. Albanese backing up onto the track. He makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second. I'll bring up Garen Guler. Guler, of course, in his second season with the Pips, spent the end of last year, including the 3-game series to end the year against the Raptors. Garen so far, 3 runs, 6 hits. First pitch, called a strike. Aaron has gone through about 3 different sticks so far this year as he grounds one over to third. Nagler up with it. The hot corner going to make the play over to first. A couple of quick at-bats here in the second inning. Fly out to right. Now a ground out by Garen Guler. That brings up Grant Yost. Yost today, a 200 batting average as he's played in 4 games. Didn't travel to Springfield as the first pitch misses high and away, ball 1. Had a huge triple in the series against the Berries on Friday night. Cleared the bases, gave the Pippins a spark of energy as the 1-0 pitch, down and in, 2 balls, no strikes. So 3 runs and 3 hits so far this year. He's also walked once, been hit by a pitch once. He struck out 7 times. 2-0, sent into the screen, foul, 2-1. Well, the folks here behind home plate certainly have it pretty good. They've got netting on top of them as well. So if any stray foul balls pop up and where they would normally land in the stands, they're just going to hit harmlessly on a net. 2 balls and a strike. They appeal down to first base. Jim Courtney says Yost swung. Would have been ball 3, but instead it's 2-2. Grant also crowding the plate in that right-hand batter's box. Ware rocks and fires out of the windup. A breaking ball left outside. And the count will run full. Yost a good eye up there at the plate. Swinging an all-tan stick. Sticks out against that green uniform. The payoff pitch from Ware, down and in, ball 4. Grant Yost draws a 2-out walk. That'll bring up Ramon Valenzuela. Ramon got a pinch hit appearance on Saturday night against the Berries in the loss. He drew a walk, so officially no at-bats so far this year. One of 3 Cal State San Bernardino additions as he swings on the first pitch and lines it into center field for a base hit. First at-bat for Ramon Valenzuela results in a single. Pippins have 2 on with 2 away. First hit of the day for the Pippins as well. They had drawn 2 walks prior. And now Levi Correa, the shortstop today, getting his first hacks. Levi wearing number 1 for these Pippins, swinging a black stick in the right-hand batter's box. First offering right down the middle for strike 1. 200 batting average for Levi. It's been hard for him to get into any sort of rhythm because the Pippins have been platooning out at shortstop. You've got Correa, you've got Derek Almeida, you've got Cam Fleck that are all capable of playing the shortstop position. So he's been getting his hacks on about every third day or so. Levi swings and fouls one back into the screen, 0-2. He did get a little bit of extended time in the field during the Springfield trip just because of travel roster. So Correa trying to get it back to the top of the order. Jay O'Neill waiting on deck. Ware takes a look back to second. The 0-2 pitch on the way to Levi bounces in and goes all the way towards the Pippins on deck circle. Yost stops at third, moving up to second is Valenzuela. Base hit gives the Pippins a 2-0 lead after a second wild pitch today by August Ware. Count is now 1-2 strikes. Field umpire Jim Courtney having a conversation with the pitcher Ware, asking him whether or not he's going to go out of the full windup or the stretch. Ware declares for the windup. The 1-2 pitch on the way to Correa. Fastball foul past Coach Panch in the first base coaching box. Ricochets back to the first baseman Summers, and he'll dispose of it over towards his dugout on the third base side. Pippins occupy the first base dugout, which is on the south side of the ballpark here. Still 1-2 strikes. Pitch on the way from Ware. Levi swings through it. That'll end the inning. That's 3 strikeouts for Ware. It's no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. Pippins fail to score with 2 in scoring position. Austin Dillon back to work next. It's no score here at Ridgefield. Bottom of the second's next. On the second inning here at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex, the Rourke, as it's affectionately called here in Ridgefield. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Raptors, as it'll be Cade Ladahoff, Zach Wattis, and then Jaden Blaylock. Dillon's first pitch is a mile high out towards center field. O'Neill chasing it back towards the 360 sign on the track, makes the catch. One pitch, one away for Austin Dillon here in the second. This ballpark is known as a launching pad by most in the league. 310 down the lines, 360 to the gaps. And the wind usually helping blow the ball out, as it's currently blowing from left field foul pole to right field foul pole. Any of these left-handed hitters like Zach Wattis have a chance to poke it out here if they can get it up into the jet stream. Dillon out of the windup. The first pitch on the way to Wattis is high and away, ball one. Zach Wattis, 300 batting average, 8 games he's played. 1-0 pitch downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Wattis on the season, 9 hits, looking to get to the double-digit threshold here. 2 walks, 12 strikeouts for him. The 2-0 pitch from Dillon, high and away, 3-0. A few sprinkles starting to fall down here at the Rourke. 3-0 pitch. There's a strike. 3 balls and a strike. We're not feeling any here in the press box. We've got a nice awning and a nice glass in front of us, but looking at the concrete down below, certainly a few little specks of rain. Now you can kind of see it through the lights as there's a foul ball over the top of the screen. Now 3-2. Coming down a little bit harder. Umbrellas coming out. Folks starting to dive for their seats. Yeah, it's starting to rain now. Payoff pitch from Dillon on the ground, foul. Mass exodus from the seating bowl here at the Rourke. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We haven't had any rain yet in the Pippins season. This is a first for them. They haven't had to deal with any sort of moisture. Payoff pitch from Dillon. The bat goes flying. It's a strikeout, and some rain affecting Zach Wattis as the bat ended up halfway up the right field foul territory. That's a strikeout indeed for Austin Dillon. First base coach Nick Allen went down and retrieved it. Now the bat boy going to go meet him in the first base coaching box. It's getting wet here in a hurry here at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. Jaden Blaylock. Second baseman digs into the right-hand box. And now he's going to go ask his on-deck hitter, Bo Rico, for some sticky stuff. He applies some more of the stickum to the barrel of the bat and now digs back in. Dillon out of the windup, the first pitch. There goes his bat. It flies all the way down towards the third base side. And now the umpires are going to get together and they might have to pause this game. They will. It's a first pitch swing and a miss by Austin Dillon. Both bats go flying on back-to-back at-bats, and that's going to force the umpires to postpone the play here. Dillon slowly walking off the mound. He wants to stay in, but both teams are going to head to their dugouts, and we are now in a weather delay. There's no thunder, no lightning, just rain, but it's making things very slick here at the Rourke. The Pippins head down towards their dugout, and this is uncharted territory for me here in the West Coast League. We did not have a rainout or any sort of rain at all last year with the Pippins. Here on the opposite side of the Cascade Mountain Range, a lot more chances for rain when you're over on this side. Home plate umpire Thomas Glenn having a chat with members of the Ridgefield staff as the field umpire Jim Courtney chats with Coach Krusty. Well, the only downside to this is if you're Austin Dillon, if this delay takes very long, then you're not going to be able to go back onto the hill. Umpire's now going to go have a chat with Coach Crust Angel as the verdict comes in from Thomas Glenn. They might have just been waiting to let the little bit of rain that was falling clear. There's still some moisture coming down, but it's not coming down quite as hard. So call it a rain delay of about 3 minutes, maybe less than that. There was no lightning, no thunder in the air, so nothing to postpone us very long. Just a freak rain squall come through and make everything extremely wet and uncomfortable here at the Rourke. Dylan back out on the hill taking his warm-up throws. Temperature has dropped a degree or so as Coach Crustangel has a handshake with Nick Allen, who is moving back towards the first base coaching box. Looks like we're ready to go. Dylan back into the windup. No balls and 1 strike is the count to Jaden Blaylock. So that's fine if you're Dylan. Just a little bit of a breather in between pitches as the bat went flying. On the ground, out towards short. This will end the frame. Correa over to Yost. All it took was 1 more pitch for AD. He says we couldn't have just done that 3 minutes ago as he heads back down towards the dugout. Through 2 innings here in Ridgefield. No runs, no hits, no errors. None left on for the Raptors in the second. We go to the third. No score here in a wet environment at the Rourke. Welcome back to the Rourke. Looks like the heaviest of the little bit of rain so far has come and gone. There might be a few more pop-ups that come through. Some folks being given some shop towels and some other ways to dry off their seat or their belongings around them as the Raptors finish their warm-up. Here in the top half of the third inning, the Pippins will send up 1, 2, and 3 in their batting order to face August Ware, Jay O'Neill, Daichi Furuhata, Nick Velasquez, and then hopefully many more as Ware threw 35 pitches in his first 2 innings of work. Southpaw rocks and fires. O'Neill bunts it up the third base line. This is foul. He would have been on with a single had that stayed fair, but it bounced the wrong way on the turf to Nagler. It's just strike 1. So Ware with 36 pitches here now into the third inning. You'd love to see the Pippins continue to make his pitch count rise and get into a bullpen that, by my count on the lineup card, only had 5 arms available tonight. That could be wrong, but I was reading the lineup card and only 5 true arms. Maybe some 2-ways down there to help out. 0-1, O'Neill in off the hands out to short. Perazo chasing it in. He makes the catch. 2 pitches, 1 away here in the third for Ware. Daichi back up to hit. He drew a walk back in the first inning, advanced to second on a wild pitch. Pippins with 1 hit on the board. That's the only hit in the game so far through 2 innings and a third. Furuhata a mile high into the gray sky. Drifting over into foul territory at first, Summers. He will make the catch. Tough out for Daichi. 2 away quickly here in the third. The exact opposite of what I suggested. Nick Velasquez trying to extend the inning. He struck out looking in the first. It was a borderline pitch, but it was called strike 3 by Thomas Glenn. Ware back out of the windup. The southpaw rocks, fires, and misses outside with an off speed. 1 ball and no strikes. Nick with the hot weekend at home, trying to continue that here into the 6-game road trip. The 1-0 pitch back into the screen and through the screen, foul into the seating area. There was a loose connection there in the backstop netting right at the corner where it meets. Well, maybe they don't have it quite as good behind the dish as I said. All sorts of netting everywhere, and the ball still came through. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nick on a line out towards second. Blaylock takes it on a hop, and Velasquez loses the race to the bag by a step and a half. A very quick inning for August Ware as the Pippins get no runs on no hits, no errors, and none left on the base paths. 2.5 complete here at the Rourke. No score between the Pippins and the Raptors. Lights are on here at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex as gray skies continue to persist overhead. The rain has, for now, come and gone, just leaving a wet puddle on the concrete everywhere. Austin Dillon back out for his 3rd inning of work. 25 pitches to his name through 2 full innings. It'll be Bo Rico, Noah Albanese, and Isaiah Hearn here in the 3rd for the Raptors. Dillon has been very efficient tonight, been working very quickly as well. Out of the windup, the first pitch upstairs, ball 1. Thought for a moment that his outing was going to be hampered by that rain that came through as everybody cleared the field, but they were back out a few minutes later. 1-0 on a line, dying out towards Garen Guler. This will drop in for the first hit of the game for the Raptors. Garen initially froze and then had to charge hard as it was dying off the cap of the bat by Bo Rico. 1 on, nobody out here for the Raptors, their first base runner of the day. Noah Albanese, the right fielder, digs in. Albanese wears number 3. 6 foot 185. Dillon out of the stretch for the first time. Fires a first pitch strike. Albanese, 633 batting average. He's went yard once. Driven in 7, has scored 8 times. A 1 pitch from Austin, fouled away over towards one of the other ball fields here and up into the netting to make it no balls and 2 strikes. So the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex has this game field for the Raptors and then the Ridgefield Spudders. And then there's a soccer field, a softball field, and a couple more baseball fields that you can use. Foul back into the screen, still 0-2. I believe the website says there's 6 turf fields that can be used at a time here at the Rourke. Very nice area for a community like Ridgefield to have access to. 0-2 again from AD, off the end of the bat, out towards right field. Garcia chasing it back, onto the track, foul territory. He'll make the catch. Tagging from first, trying to move to second is Rico, The ball beats him, but it gets away from Valenzuela. So Noah Albanese does a job advancing a runner on a deep fly ball towards right field. You don't see very many people tag, especially your catcher, from first base on a ball to right field, but that's exactly what Rico did, and had the ball not bounced away from Valenzuela, it would have been a very close play out at second. Man in scoring position, one away for Isaiah Hearn. First pitch misses outside from AD. Time called. Parker Burke going to go have a chat with Austin Dillon. The battery getting on the same page. They'll burn one of their mound visits. Folks starting to return to their seats after the rain forced them underneath a covering. Some folks just stayed put. That's how you know they've been to a game or two where there's been some rain. We're going to let a little bit of water keep them from this ball game. 1 ball and no strikes. Dillon set at the belt. Takes a long look out towards second. And now he comes home. 1-0 fouled over towards the Pippins dugout. Temperature going to slowly drop as we get along through the night here. We started at 59 degrees. Wind still blowing slightly from left to right out towards right field on this northeastern facing ballpark. 1-1. Up and away. 2 balls and a strike. Dillon dealing with his first base paths. The first traffic out there. Trying to keep a run off the board. 2-1. This changeup missed outside. Moves the count to 3-1. 2 hits combined between these two teams. The Pippins got theirs in the second. The Raptors led off this inning with theirs. Raptors trying to turn the lineup card back over to the top. The 3-1 pitch. Wave and a miss. Good changeup up at the top of the zone. Runs the count full. Jim Courtney saying something to the Pippins dugout. Somebody must have thought that that was a similar location as one of the previous pitches. 3-2 stays upstairs by quite a wide margin. Ball 4. 2 on, 1 away as Jace Nagler, the top of the batting order, digs back in. Nagler flew out to center field to start the Ridgefield half of the game. Native of Redmond. As he corks one down for a base hit into left field, Garen Guler comes up hurling, and so everybody will only get 90 feet. 2 singles in the inning for the Raptors. They have the bases loaded and only 1 away. Brings up Michael Perazzo. Flew out to left field back in the first inning. Perazzo on the season, 8 RBI, certainly a candidate to try to break this scoreless tie here in the third inning. Silver stick in his left hand over his left shoulder. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Pippins corner infielders playing in, protecting a bunt, trying to go home with anything. The middle infielders playing back, trying to turn a double play to get out of the inning. Dillon sends the 1-0 pitch home. There's a strike at the letters, 1-1. Rico's the runner at third. Hearn is the runner at second. Nagler is over at first. 1-1 from AD. High and away, 2 balls and a strike. Dillon struck out 8 in his first start of the season. That was against the Springfield Drifters down in Springfield. 2-1. Breaking ball stayed outside. 3 balls and a strike, nowhere to put Michael Perazzo. AD only with 1 strikeout so far here in this contest. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 3 balls and 1 strike to count. The Raptors have the bases loaded. The pitch comes in, and it's strike 2. The count runs full. A very big pitch upcoming from Austin Dillon to Michael Perazzo. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch. A line drive out towards short. They're going to flip to second for 1. The relay will not be made, and a run will score. Call it a fielder's choice for Michael Perazzo as Bo Rico crosses the plate. Hearn moves up to third. The man forced out is Jason Agler. JT Summers now digs into the right-hand batter's box. Raptors lead at 1-0 on 2 hits. They have runners at the corners. We'll see if Perazzo is in motion at all. Not on this first pitch as Summers skies one out towards shallow left field. Guler coming in, he makes the catch, and that retires the side. Ridgefield gets a run on 2 hits. There were 2 runners left on base, no errors committed by the Yakima Valley Pippins. 1-0. We have 3 innings in the books. Ridgefield leads it here at their home ballpark. Game 1 of a 3-game series. You're listening to Pippins Baseball. Middle innings here at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. Glad you're with us here on your Tuesday night. My name's Harmon Johnsen. I'm your voice of the Yakima Valley Pippins here on the road for the second time this year. A 6-game road trip for Yakima Valley, starting with 3 games here in Ridgefield. Pippins currently find themselves trailing 1-0. After a couple of singles and a fielder's choice, we're able to score a run in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Raptors. Parker Burt leads it off here in the 4th inning. It's 4, 5, and 6 due up in the Yakima Valley order. Burt in his first appearance struck out swinging with Daichi Furuhata at second base. Now the leadoff man in the inning, and August Ware misses outside for ball 1. Parker an on-base machine, so it's very rare to see him strike out in an at-bat as he takes a pitch on the inside half of the plate to even the count 1-1. Ware came into this inning at 42 pitches after a very quick 3rd inning. Got 2 pop-outs and then a ground ball out to second. Now he's cruising as he has a lead 1-0. Burt on the ground out towards short. 2 hops to Perazzo. Parker trying to leg it out, but he won't win the race. 1 away here in the 4th inning on the ground out to shortstop. Perazzo to Summers. Score at 6-3 if you're keeping a book with us. Luis Garcia flew out to right field back in the 2nd inning as he digs into that backside of the right-hand batter's box. Breaking ball, high and away, ball 1 from August Ware. Garcia one of a trio of Western Oklahoma State products. Abel Ramos on the bench right now, as he caught a couple of days ago, 2-0, after the pitch misses outside from Ware. Garcia's played just about everywhere in the outfield so far. Spent time in left, now he's in right. 2-0 pitch, back where it came from up the middle, charging on 2 hops Perazo. The throw on to first is in time. Back-to-back groundouts to short for Pippins' offense. And 2 away for Garen Guler, who grounded out to short back in the second inning. We saw the Pippins struggle offensively in game 1 of their first road trip. That was down in Springfield. They were shut out 3-0. Right now, so far, only 1 hit on the board for Yakima Valley. Garen swings at the first pitch and fouls it into the screen, 0-1. Garen, the kid from Natchez, committed to play at the University of Portland this upcoming school year. 0-1 pitch. Garen fooled on a changeup down in the zone. 0-2. Ware down to his final strike here in the fourth, trying to get another quick inning. 50 pitches on the day for August Ware. Number 51 comes out of the windup and is an 0-2 that is swung through by Garen Guler. Another 1-2-3 frame for August Ware and the Raptors defense. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Ridgefield leads it 1-0 here at the Rourke. Austin Dillon back to work next. This is Pippins Baseball. Welcome back to the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. It is the bottom of the fourth inning. Cade Ladahoff leads it off for the Ridgefield Raptors as they lead it 1-0, facing Austin Dillon, who sends the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. AD has given up 1 run on 2 hits here in Ridgefield. 1-0. Down at the bottom of the zone this time, called a strike, 1-1. Calling the strikes, Thomas Glenn in the field, Jim Courtney. Pippins in their green tops, gray pants. Raptors in all gray uniforms, dark gray with a white stripe. The 1-1, swing and a miss at the top of the zone. Not a sword if you're Cade Ladahoff. Up at the eyes was very enticing, and it's 1-2. Dillon trying to get back on schedule after giving up a run. He gets a ground ball that goes through the 5-6 hole. A diving Correa can't come up with it. Ladahoff responds from the high swing and a miss with a ground ball through the left side. Back-to-back innings with the leadoff man aboard via a single for the Raptors. That worked out great for them in the third inning when that leadoff single was cashed in for the first run of the game on an RBI fielder's choice by Michael Perazo. Zach Wattis, left fielder, struck out back in the second inning as Dillon goes back to the stretch. About a 2.5-step lead over at first for the runners. The first pitch is skied out towards left field. Guler, looking up towards the gray skies, puts it away. 1 away. Runner stays put at first. That's Ladahoff. Jaden Blaylock, the second baseman, grounded out to short back in the second inning. AD just now to 50 pitches. As Blaylock digs in at the back of the right-hand batter's box, swinging a orange-barreled bat with a black handle. stands out against all this gray and green. First pitch upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes from Austin. Some sunshine poking through the clouds as it makes its way down towards the horizon. Folks on the right side of the diamond having to put some glasses on to protect themselves. The 1-0 pitch swung through. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the field oriented to the northeast. You've got trees as the backdrop and a road behind the ballpark. Very picturesque view here at the Rourke. Throw over to first, and back in plenty of time is Cade Ladahoff. Still very wet here at the ballpark. The turf doesn't seem to be too affected by it, but the concrete certainly still showing where the rain came through. 1-1 out towards center field. O'Neill trotting in slowly. He will make the catch. 2 away after the leadoff single. And now Bo Rico, who had the leadoff single in the 3rd inning, up to bat. Rico has plated the only run so far in this game, crossing when Perazo grounded out towards the shortstop that he then reached on with a fielder's choice. It was a force play over at second after Correa bobbled the line drive. First pitch to him, bounces in. Burt doesn't know where it is. It bounces all the way up towards the first base bag, and grabbing it is Yost. Wild pitch for Austin Dillon. Insurance run in scoring position. 1-0 the score. Raptors have been a very hot-hitting offensive team. They've got 10 home runs, partly because they've played 6 games here at their home ballpark. 1-0 pitch. Down the left field line. This will stay fair. Will it get down? No. Garen Guler is there, ranging a long way towards his right to make the catch. A leadoff single, but then flyouts to both left field and center field for the Raptors strand that runner out at second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We go to the 5th inning, 1-0 Ridgefield here at the Rourke.
Thank you.
Top of the 5th inning here at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. The Raptors lead it 1-0 here at the Rourke. They got that 1 run on 2 hits in the 3rd inning. A couple of singles helped bring around Bo Rico. So the Pippins bats go back to work here in the top half of the 5th inning. They've only got 1 hit to their name. It came clear back in the 2nd inning here on a chilly Tuesday evening in Ridgefield. It'll be Grant Yost, Ramon Valenzuela, and Levi Correa due up here in the 5th inning. Yost walked and was stranded at 3rd back in that 2nd inning. The last time the Pippins got a hit, Ramon Valenzuela, the only Pippin to have a hit so far tonight, stands in the on-deck circle. Out of the windup, August Ware back to work, and he fires a first pitch fastball outside for ball 1. Ware now at 52 pitches. He had 35 through the first 2 frames, but it settled in nicely. The 1-0 pitch, another fastball, this time called a strike against Yost. Grant, seeing action for the first time on the road, again did not go with the team to Springfield. 1-1 pitch from Grant, or to Grant rather, is outside. 2 balls and a strike. We'll see how long the leash is for August Ware, how built up he is facing these college bats. Yost waves through a pitch, 2-2. Bullpens right now, both silent. In fact, there's actually nobody down in the bullpen for the Pippins, beyond the right field fence. 2-2, Yost swung through it again. Another strikeout for August Ware. That is now 5 strikeouts for the lefty. Ramon Valenzuela digs back in, the only Pippin with a hit right now. Swinging from the left-hand side. Ramon facing the same-sided pitcher. Breaking ball called a strike to start it off to Ramon. Ramon saw one pitch in his first at-bat, took it back up the middle for a single. So being a little more patient this time as he waves through the next one to make it quickly 0-2. You wonder how these road trips affect your offense, as Yakima Valley very stagnant so far on the road in their 3+ games. The 0-2 called strike 3 hard at the plate. Ramon couldn't get the bat off his shoulders. He looked dazed and confused. 6 strikeouts for August Ware. As now Levi Correa trying to extend the 5th inning. Correa struck out back in the 2nd inning. Out of the windup, Ware sends the first pitch into the front apron for ball 1. Of course, no dirt. It's all turf here. But the turf just a little bit wet, so they'll dispose of that ball. 1-0 pitch on the way to Correa, high and away, ball 2. Levi again, part of a platoon at shortstop for Yakima Valley. Between him, Fleck, and Derek Almeida, you've got 3 capable shortstops, especially on the defensive side. 2-0 pitch upstairs, 3 balls, no strikes. Levi trying to draw a 4-pitch walk and send it back to Jay O'Neill for the 3rd time. Pippins looking for any offense, any way they can get it. 3-0 pitch on the way here to Correa. High and away, ball 4. Ware couldn't quite complete the strikeout of the side. And now we go back to the top with Jay O'Neill.
Now batting.
6 strikeouts, 3 walks on the day for August Ware. Still nobody throwing down in the pen for the Raptors as Ware has crossed the 60-pitch threshold. Correa with a 2-step lead as Jay O'Neill takes a first pitch strike. Ware, the lefty, appears to have a good deceptive motion towards the plate. He kind of leans back on his drive leg, which is the left leg, and hangs for almost a moment before deciding which direction to go. There he goes to first, and without a tag, Correa back in safely. It's always tough as a base runner facing a lefty that has a move. That move looked to be maybe the B move, wasn't quite as snappy as maybe an A move would be. No balls and a strike. The pitch to O'Neill, a breaking ball upstairs, evens us up 1-1. O'Neill, a ground out to first back in the 1st inning and a pop up to the shortstop back in the 3rd inning. Batting here in the 5th, Pippins looking for their 2nd hit of the day. 1-1, O'Neill right to first. O'Neill, tough luck, back to first base again as he grounds out to Summers for the 2nd time in this game. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base again for Yakima Valley. Halfway home here in Ridgefield. We'll take a look at the scoreboard in the West Coast League and get you ready for the bottom of the 5th when we come back. Welcome back to Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. Bottom of the fifth inning is next. Let's get a look at the rest of the West Coast League scoreboard. Victoria at Edmonton tonight. The Harbor Cats leading 2-0 against the Riverhawks in the bottom of the sixth inning. Bottom of the fourth inning, Nanaimo leads it 3-1 at Bellingham tonight. Walla Walla and Kelowna doing battle in the bottom of the fourth. There's no score in that game up in Kelowna as Noah Albanese digs in and takes a first pitch for ball one from Austin Dillon. Port Angeles lefties trailing at Kamloops right now, 9-2 in the top of the second inning. Big offense for Kamloops so far as Dillon misses inside for ball two, 2-0. Springfield at Wenatchee tonight, bottom of the fourth inning. The Drifters lead it 6-0. That is a big score there. There's a strike from Dillon to make it 2-1. The Berries were supposed to host the Salem Primacanes tonight, but that game was postponed due to concerns of weather. And then the Bend Elks hosting the Portland Rosebuds as Dillon evens the count 2-2 with a slider. The Elks lead it 2-0 in the top of the fourth inning in a non-league game down there at Vince Guinness Stadium. Those are your scores around the West Coast League. Top of the league, Yakima Valley Pippins and Ridgefield Raptors doing battle here. 2-2 pitch misses upstairs, 3-2. Well, if the Wenatchee score holds, that means, and Nanaimo, which the Night Owls currently leading, if the Bellingham Bells can beat the Night Owls as the 3-2 pitch is on the ground over to third. Daichi with a stellar snag. The throw across to first in time. Daichi plays the hot corner well. Ground out to third is out number one. If the Bells can somehow get on top of the Night Owls, then whoever wins this game tonight with the other score, the Wenatchee score holding, would have the best record in the West Coast League. If Kelowna can beat Walla Walla, then that would be entirely true as the first pitch is a strike to Isaiah Hearn. Chance for Yakima Valley or Ridgefield to become the best record in the West Coast League with a win tonight. Foul ball off the end of the bat, back into the screen, 0-2. Again, the Sweets scoreless at Kelowna. The Night Owls currently leading Bellingham 3-1. And the Springfield Drifters currently leading at Wenatchee 6-0. 0-2 pitch from Dillon, down and away. I was a little surprised to see that the Berries game canceled tonight, but it is a non-league game, so nothing saying that you have to try to get the game in. 1-2 pitch from AD on the ground over to first. Off the bag. Yost going to grab it in the air. He's going to win the race. Almost some tough luck at first, but Yost had it pop straight up and into his glove, and then he won the race to first base, 4-2 away. Very risky when the ball hits the bag. Now, I will say, had that play been last year, that ball might have shot over towards the Pippins dugout, but there's a safety bag now at first base. This ball was right down the line. And I think that second base there kind of helped it pop straight up. Back to the top of the order, Jason Nagler. First pitch breaking ball for strike one. So the Berries not playing tonight. They wouldn't have advanced in the standings either way had they played. And so it's Walla Walla, Ridgefield, and Yakima Valley playing tonight at the top of the West Coast League South. On the ground over towards third. Daichi backs up, rears and throws on to first. A couple of great plays by the Pippins corner infielders to get a 1-2-3 frame here in the fifth. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on for the Raptors. We go to the sixth inning. 1-0 Ridgefield. Time for Yakima Valley to get on the board when we come back. This is Pippins Baseball. Welcome back to the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. Pippins trailing by 1-0. A combined 4 hits between these two teams. Ridgefield has 3 of them. Yakima Valley's only hit off the bat of Ramon Valenzuela back in the 2nd inning. August Ware is back out for his 6th inning of work. He's got 66 pitches to his name, and we will see how long the leash is here in the 6th. If he continues to do what he's doing here, 6 strikeouts to 3 walks, you've got a good recipe to potentially save what right now to me appears to be a very short-ended bullpen. You've got 4 righties and 1 lefty that were on the lineup card listed as pitchers only. That doesn't mean that there's not a couple of two-ways on the bench as well, but certainly this is great to see if you're Chris Cota and Nick Allen to get a start out of an incoming freshman that is now into the 6th inning. Daichi Furuhata takes ball 1 outside. Daichi made 2 very nice plays over at third base in that 5th inning. A nice pick on the first out he made, and then a backing up and rearing back and throwing play as now he drills one out towards center field. Going back, Hearn. He's looking up. He's at the wall. This ball is gone. Daichi Furuhata with 1 swing of the bat ties this game. His 2nd home run on the season. His 2nd home run on the road. It's 1-1 here at the Rourke.
I'm good, Coach. I'm really feeling good. It's a dead center. And it's a 1-1.
372 feet out towards about as dead center field as you can get it here at the Rourke. 95 off the bat for Daichi. Now here's Nick Velasquez, who has a long ball on the year himself as he jams himself off the hands and broke his bat. 2nd stick that Nick has broken here in the Wood Bat Summer Ball League of the West Coast League. And he's going to ask Garen Guler if he can use his stick. There's a spark of life for the Pippins dugout as Daichi was able to touch them all. Velasquez digs back in with Garen Guler's bat in hand now. 0-1 from Ware, a breaking ball that didn't catch the inside part. It was too far in to make it 1-1. So Ware now up to 70 pitches. Velasquez is 0 for 2 today. A strikeout looking in a ground out. Let's see him change that here. The 1-1 in front of a curveball. I was thinking change up. I saw a curveball, and that's kind of what came out of my mouth. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Nick. Let's see if Ware doubles up on that slow breaker. He does not. He sends heat instead. It's a high chop off the plate out towards second. Blaylock, close play at first. It is not in time. Nick Velasquez legs out an infield single. Pippins now with 3 hits on the board. Back-to-back hits to start the 6th.
Now batting, pitcher number 25.
Parker Burt. Here's an opportunity for Parker to get in with the hit parade. One of the top batting average and on-base percentages in the West Coast League has been held 0 for 2 today by August Ware. Wheels slowly starting to fall off for the southpaw as he misses high and away for ball 1. I still don't see any throwing down in the left field bullpen occupied by Ridgefield, as now a balk is going to be called on Ware, and Velasquez will move up to second. Jim Courtney saw something that was against the rules, and so Velasquez now in scoring position. Let's see if Burt can grab a base hit here. 1-0, foul down the right field line out of play, and over onto the other turf field. Got a couple of turf baseball fields over here, and then a softball field behind us. Soccer complex. 1 ball, 1 strike. A look out at second of Velasquez. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Parker gets a curveball, but it's down and in for a 2-1 count. Burt. Very strong hitter. He can muscle it anywhere. He doesn't have any home runs on the year, but has 5 doubles as he's late on another fastball, and he sends it foul off towards the backside again, 2-2. Parker checks his bat, but his is still intact as now home plate umpire Thomas Glenn is going to get a restock of baseballs. New Rawlings baseballs this year. Pippins were using, the entire West Coast League was using the Baden baseballs made specifically for the West Coast League, but the WCL partnering with Rawlings this year to make the official baseball. Let me tell you, it is a sweet baseball. 2-2 to Parker. Breaking ball got him. Uncharacteristic day for Parker Bird. He's been out 3 times, 2 of which were a strikeout. That's now 7 strikeouts for August Ware. Luis Garcia, a chance to get an RBI here, but not before the Raptors are going to have a quick meeting on the mound. Well, you wonder just how much farther that August Ware is going to be allowed to go into this game. He gave up the home run to lead off the inning to Daichi Furuhata, and then a single and a balk to get Nick Velasquez into scoring position. Very quick meeting out on the mound for the Raptors. Still nobody throwing. Quite a few bodies standing out there beyond the left field wall in the bullpen, but nobody tossing yet for the Raptors. This is Ware's situation to work through. 1 away, Luis Garcia digs into the right-hand batter's box. Nick Velasquez stands at second base. 77 pitches for the southpaw. First offering to Luis. Outside with a fastball, ball 1. They appeal down to Jim Courtney. He says there was no swing. Courtney standing in the C position for the umpiring crew. On the infield between second and third. Opportunity here for Luis to break out of a little bit of a funk. The 1-0, foul back off into the secondary field, 1-1. Pippins hitters starting to come to life here in the 6th after getting only 1 hit in the first 5 frames. It's now 1 run and 3 hits for both squads on the scoreboard beyond the left field wall. 1-1, Garcia takes a curveball downstairs. 2 balls and a strike. We're still living around the upper 80s with his fastball. He tries to get through 6 innings with that left arm. Garcia, the right-handed bat, waits on a 2-1. It's up and in for ball 3. If Garcia could get on, you'd have 2 aboard for Garen Guler with only 1 away. And we know how clutch Garen has been, especially in the home games. Think back to opening weekend with a couple of doubles in the first 2 days. 3-1, ball 4 upstairs. 4th walk issued by August Ware. 2 on, only 1 out. Here comes Garen Guler. Guler 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a strikeout. That means he's due for a hit. Guler playing left field today. Waits on the first pitch from Ware. Here it is, and it's a changeup swung on and missed. Coach Crestangel providing some encouragement down in the third base coaching box to Garen. Trying to cut down on the strikeout numbers. 0-1, Tapper foul back to the backstop, and it's 0-2. Got another changeup and was able to slightly catch up with that. Garen has 2 home runs on the year. Trying to prove why he's committed to Portland for the next year. Had a great year in the NWAC. The 0-2 pitch. Garen swings through a fastball. Got a foul tip right into the mid of Rico. Garen strikes out for the 2nd time today. And there's 2 away with 2 aboard. 3 pitches was all it took to get Garen Guler swinging. And now here's Grant Yost. With 2 away in the Friday night game against the Berries, Yost had a bases-clearing triple. Gave the Pips the lead at the time. First pitch misses downstairs for ball 1. Grant has become another fan favorite, another clubhouse favorite on this team. Has a light personality, fun guy to be around. But he can get it done in the batter's box when he needs to. 1-0, swings through that one, 1 ball and 1 strike. Something about the pitches down in the zone, the Pippins just cannot lay off. So Ware has just kind of lived there. First to Guler, and now a 1-1 pitch on the way to Yost. Across the shoe tops, this makes it 2-1. They discard the baseball, and Ware will receive a new pearl. It's Velasquez out at second, Garcia at first. Pippins trying to plate another run and get the lead for the first time in this game. 2 top teams in the WCL South. 2-1, drilled out towards center field, but Hearn is barely going to have to move. Yost flies out to center field, and that will retire the side, but not before Daichi Furuhata hits a solo bomb. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We're tied going to the bottom of the 6th, 1 apiece here in Ridgefield. You're listening to Pippins Baseball. The Pippins now tied with the Ridgefield Raptors 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Austin Dillon back out to work after a little bit of a longer break. 67 pitches to his name right now. He's got 1 strikeout and 1 walk through 5 innings. He's allowed 1 run on 3 hits. He will face 2, 3, and 4 in the Ridgefield batting order, starting with Michael Perazo. Perazo has the only RBI tonight for the Raptors as he picked that up on a fielder's choice out towards the shortstop area. Dillon back to work. The first pitch, a breaking ball, high and away for ball 1. We'll see how long it takes for Austin to settle back in after the offense got him a run to get us back tied in this game. Pippins have a couple of bodies down in the bullpen as that's a strike into Perazo. Dillon stares down the battery, takes a deep breath, now goes into the windup. The 1-1 pitch, Perazo on the ground to third. Furuhata doesn't have it over there, and it's through for a single. That's a leadoff single in 3 of the last 4 innings for the Raptors. JT Summers, 0 for 2 today, will dig back in. Both of his at-bats have been fairly quick. Ground out to short, a fly out to left. Here in a tie ball game, the first pitch to him is roped past Daichi again into left field. Back-to-back singles for the Raptors, both of them through the 5-6 hole. And Ridgefield trying to get the lead back after giving it up in the top half of the frame. That'll bring up pitching coach Ethan Salscheider for a quick visit with Austin Dillon. Salsa, of course, 4 years with Yakima Valley as a player. Now the pitching coach here in Game 10 has settled in, and the staff has looked really good over the last, I'd say, 6 games or so. You give up 9 runs to the Berries in the Saturday game, but other than that, the staff really doing their best. 5 runs against the Berries on Sunday, 5 runs against the Berries on Friday, only 4 to Springfield on Thursday, 2 to Springfield the first day, and then even in the loss, the 3-0 loss, you only give up 3 runs. Your offense just wasn't there to help you out. The meeting breaks up between Dylan, Burt, and Salsa. And now Cade Ladahoff. 1 for 2 today with a single back in the 4th. We'll dig in with 2 on and nobody out. 71 pitches for AD on the evening. Pippins do have a couple of bodies now warming up in the bullpen. First pitch bounces in, but Burt able to keep it in front. 1 ball and no strikes. Ladahoff digs into that right-hand side. The 1-0 pitch is skied into foul territory on the left side. This is drifting over towards the berm, and it will be out of play off of a picnic table. Souvenir for a fan down the left field line. 1 ball and 1 strike. I really do enjoy the berm seating out in left and right. There's even a berm beyond the right field wall that you could sit in here at the ballpark. 1-1 pitch on the ground. Diving it short is Correa. He will not have it. Everybody's safe on a 3rd straight single by the Raptors. Everything has been going to the 5-6 hole for the Raptors. And now this is trouble on the base paths for the Pippins defense. Zach Wattis 0 for 2 today. The Raptors have now doubled up the Pips hit total with 6. First pitch, wave and a miss. Took a grand slam cut out towards right field, but couldn't come up with it, did Wattis. He struck out in the 2nd. He flew out in the 4th. Pippins corner infield plays in. Middle going to sacrifice a run for a double play. There's a foul ball back into the screen to make it 0-2. Strikeout here from Dylan would be huge because then a double play gets you out of the inning. Wattis, the left fielder, fixing his elbow guard, fixing his wrist guard. Now he will dig back in. No balls, 2 strikes. Dylan taking a look over towards 3rd. The pitch on the ground, foul past first base. We will do it again at 0-2. Lead runner is Perazo over at 3rd. JT Summers is at 2nd. Cade Ladahoff, after an infield single, is over at 1st. AD out of the stretch. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wattis and Blaylock both 0 for today. Pippins hoping to continue that trend. 1-2 from Dylan. A line drive into right field, down for a base hit. Garcia gets to it quickly. They're going to send the 2nd runner. Summers will be in, sliding safely. The ball gets away from Burt at the backstop, and moving up to 2nd is Zach Wattis. Raptors take the lead back. It's 3-1. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. It looked like Burt didn't even know that Garcia was throwing through to home. So call it a single for Wattis to bring home the couple of runs, and then an error gets him out towards 2nd. Aiden Blaylock now, as the Pippins infield will play in. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, and the first pitch rides inside, nearly clips him. 1 ball and no strikes. Four straight singles to start the 6th inning. The 1-0. There's a strike as Dylan gets even in the count, 1-1. Blaylock, Bo Rico, Noah Albanese scheduled to hit here, barring any outs on the base paths. Limiting damage now, the goal for Austin Dillon as he misses high and in near the hands 2-1 to Blaylock. Pippins bullpen starting to warm up quicker. Looks like Bass Fry has grabbed a plyo and is throwing in front of the mound. 2-1. Pitch missing upstairs, and the count moves to 3-1. First base is open, would put the double play back in order, would put a force at every base, but you would still have nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth. Ridgefield trying to break through and blow this lid open. 3-1. Breaking ball called strike 2. Count will stay alive here for Austin Dillon and Jaden Blaylock. Bo Rico waits on deck. He singled and scored the game's first run back in the third. Payoff pitch from AD. Breaking ball, top of the zone, ball 4. 5 straight have reached for the Raptors, and the bases are reloaded here in the bottom of the sixth. 85 pitches for Austin Dillon. 1 strikeout, 2 walks. He's given up 3 runs so far. This is the danger zone for the Pippins. First pitch inside to Bo Rico, 1-0, the left-handed stick, who is 1 for 2 today. Parker Burt going to go out and have a chat with Austin Dillon. Pippins burning a third mound visit here without making a pitching change. Bass Fry continues to warm up on the hill for the Pippins in the bullpen. Well, if you're August Ware, your offense just gifted you what would be a win should the score hold. 3 runs on now 7 hits for the Raptors. Still nobody out here in this 6th inning. Middle infield plays back. 1-0 pitch. Fouled off of the bat back towards the Ridgefield dugout. That almost probably hit the bat twice. It bounced up off the plate and then on the follow-through was shot over towards the dugout by Bo Rico. 1 ball and 1 strike now. The pitch on the ground out towards short. They're going to flip to second for 1. Relay on to first. The Pippins get a double play. 1 run does come across the score, but there's 2 outs now in the field. 4-1 is the Ridgefield lead, but Pippins are just relieved to get a couple of outs. Score at 6-4-3 to get outs number 1 and 2 here in the 6th. Runner at third is Zach Wattis, and Coach Crustangel has seen enough from Austin Dillon. Call to the bullpen going to be made by Coach Crusty. Dillon gives up 4 runs, has 1 more left on the base pads. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Raptors lead at 4-1. We'll get you the information on the new Pippins pitcher when we come back. You're listening to Pippins Baseball. Welcome back to the Rourke Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. The Raptors lead it 4-1 here in the bottom of the sixth inning. They've scored 3 runs so far in the frame. Austin Dillon got a ground ball to get a double play off the bat of Bo Rico, but then he will depart for Sebastian Fry to face Noah Albanese here to try to finish out the sixth inning. Bass, 2 1/3 innings so far on the season, made his debut against the Marion Berries back on June 6th in the loss. Gave up 2 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned and struck out 1. And so Bass looking to get 1 out and get us to the 7th and get the Pippin Sticks back out on the field. Yakima Valley scored 1 run in the top half of the 6th. The Raptors have responded with 3 runs so far, and the last runner belonging to Austin Dillon over at third. Sebastian throws in the first pitch for a strike at the knees to Noah Albanese for strike 1. So Austin Dillon so far, 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and 4 runs to his name. 1 more still standing at third. Wave and a foul ball at the dish by Noah Albanese. It's 0-2. The ball squirts away over towards the Pippins dugout. And that got a big piece of Parker Burt. He's going to walk back towards the backstop as Coach Krusty makes his way out to check on his catcher. Cole Snido was the catcher, or at least the starting catcher on Sunday. He was dinged up a couple of times and was actually removed from that game with a little bit of a bone bruise. And so Parker Burt, after a quick conversation, says he's good to go. And now we'll get back into the crouch to catch an 0-2 pitch from Sebastian Fry. Noah Albanese 0-for-2, fly out, ground out. Let's see if he can add the trifecta with the strikeout. Waves the bat twice in front of him. Runner at third is Wattis. The 0-2 pitch from Bass bounces in. Good stop by Burt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bass had not pitched until that June 6th debut. Biding his time, waiting for a chance to get in. Got in a big deficit for the Pippins as the 1-2 pitch down across the shoe tops 2-2. But when he got in, he pitched very well. The first 2 innings were scoreless, and then it all fell apart in that final third. Coming back out to try to finish 3 innings of work. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball outside. The count runs full. So now Jim Courtney will move to the B position, trying to play for a ground ball over to first. The runner over at third, Wattis, will get a little bit of a better lead. Wave and a miss on the payoff pitch. Noah Albanese strikes out, and he is 0-for-3 on the day. The Pippins give up 3 runs on 4 straight singles to start the inning. There was 1 runner left on base. There was 1 error committed by Yakima Valley. To the late innings we go. It's 4-1 Ridgefield as they lead it here at the Rourke. Late innings are upon us here at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex as the Raptors dig into their bullpen for the first time today. August Ware goes 6 innings, only giving up 1 run on 3 hits. He also was very good in the strikeout category, picking up 7 of them in this outing. And they give way for Max Schneider, making his 3rd appearance on the season. Made a start earlier on this year. He's 1-0, 4 1/3 innings he has worked, to the tune of an 8.31 ERA with 9 strikeouts as well to his name. Ramon Valenzuela, Levi Correa, and Jay O'Neill will be the first 3 due up here in the top half of the 7th, trying to respond after giving up 3 runs in the bottom half of the 6th. Pips got their first run in the top half of that 6th inning thanks to a Daichi Furuhata solo home run, and then gave up 3 to give the lead right back to the Raptors. First pitch from Schneider, high and away, ball 1. So Max has worked in game 2 of the season against the Night Owls. That was a 3-inning outing, giving up 1 hit and no runs as the next pitch misses for ball 2. He had 7 strikeouts over those 3 innings. And then he worked on June 4th against the Kamloops North Paws, going an inning and a third, giving up 2 hits, swing and a miss here by Valenzuela. 2 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned on only 2 strikeouts. So a tale of 2 appearances in that 9-7 loss to the lefty, or the North Paws rather. 2-1 as Valenzuela fouls it straight back into the screen to make it 2-2. Pippins hoping for the pitcher that threw against Kamloops, not the pitcher that threw against Nanaimo. The Raptors trying to win their first in-division game. They played Nanaimo, Kamloops, and Port Angeles, all North Division teams to start the year. 2-2, Valenzuela swings through it. Strikeout number 1 for Schneider here in the top of the 7th inning. Levi Correa will hit next. Hard to believe that you can play 9 games at the start of the year against a non-division opponent, but that just means they're not going to have any out-of-division games until potentially the last game of the year, the championship game. First pitch, breaking ball here to Levi Correa, right on right. Schneider, native of Acton, California, stands at 6'6", 225 out on the hill. 0-1 downstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Very big presence out there on the mound for Schneider, standing on the third base side of the pitching rubber. Glove near his head, the 1-1 pitch. Slider over the heart of the zone, 1-2. Schneider, a rising sophomore. Looking for back-to-back strikeouts here after getting Valenzuela swinging. 1-2 pitch. Correa stays alive and nearly plunks Jay O'Neill in the on-deck circle with the foul ball. Correa struck out back in the 2nd, walked in the 5th. 1-2 pitch again to Levi, swing and a miss at the top of the strike zone. 93 on the radar gun for Schneider. He's bringing some heat, as now Jay O'Neill will hit with 2 away. O'Neill today 0 for 3, a couple of ground outs over to first base, and a pop-up to the shortstop, waving through another fastball. 0-1. It's hard to adjust if you're a hitter from the mid to upper 80s to the low 90s. Doesn't sound like much of a numerical difference, but when you're in the batter's box, those couple mile an hour mean everything. O'Neill, half swing. Did he go around? No, says Jim Courtney, as the ball was spiked. It's 1-1. Decent crowd still hanging around despite a very brief rain shower that happened back in the first 3 innings. 1-1. O'Neill fouls it out of play. This will take up residence over in the soccer field off to our left. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Jay. Schneider trying to strike out the side. Valenzuela, Correa, now here's O'Neill. The 1-2 pitch. Down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Daichi Furuhata, who, with that home run back in the 6th inning, extended his hitting streak to 9 games, waits in the on-deck circle. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Set at the head. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Jay swings through it. Another fastball blown right by the Pippins offense. Schneider strikes out the side to send us to the stretch. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on for Yakima Valley. Stretch time here in Ridgefield, bottom of the 7th next. You're listening to Pippins Baseball. A little bit of an extended take me out to the ball game here at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. Bass Fry back out there for his first full inning of work after getting 1 out to help Austin Dillon finish the 6th inning. So AD charged with 4 runs in his outing. All 4 of them appear to be earned, as the error that allowed Wattis onto second did not allow another run to score. And so AD in line for the loss right now, unless the Pippins offense can get back in front. After sending 7 to the plate in the 6th inning, it's the 9-hole hitter Isaiah Hearn taking ball 1 outside from Bass Fry to make it 1-0. It's 9-1-2 here in Ridgefield. 1-0 downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Bass standing over on the first base side of the rubber. 2-0 pitch on the way. Breaking ball down low. The count, 3 balls, no strikes. Action still going on in the Pippins bullpen. Looks to be Carl Mullen Kovash doing some tossing. 3-0, there's a strike to stay alive for Bass. Hearn, a lefty, and then you'll have Jason Nagler up at the top of the order, due up for the 4th time. 3-1, outside, ball 4. Hearn draws the walk for the 2nd time today. Back to the top of the Ridgefield batting order, Jason Nagler. As now Coach Krusty heading out to the hill, he will make a pitching change. Bass Fry goes a 1/3 of an inning, getting a strikeout and a walk, and he only throws about 10 pitches in this appearance. New arm in for Yakima Valley when we come back. It's 4-1 Ridgefield here in the bottom of the 7th. Another new arm into the game for Yakima Valley as Carl Mullenkovash digs in to the hill for his second pitching appearance of the season. 2/3 of an inning against the Walla Walla Sweets back on May 31st. Did not allow a hit or a run. He did not strike anybody out either. So Bass Fry goes a third of an inning without giving up a hit, but he walked one, struck out one on about 10 pitches. And he has the runner over at first as his responsibility. Carl's first pitch to the top of the order, and Jace Nagler's downstairs for ball one. Well, the Pippins have 6 outs to work with on offense to either tie or take the lead. Got to limit damage here in the bottom half of the 7th first. 1-0. There's a strike. It's 1-1. Nagler today, 1 for 3. Singled back in the 3rd, flew out in the 1st, grounded out to 3rd in the 5th. That ended the inning. 1-1, runner takes off. The pitch gets all the way to the backstop, but Hearn didn't realize it, so he slid into second. Stolen base for the center fielder. And it's a 2-1 count to Nagler. Mullenkovash saved from a wild pitch on that because the runner had taken off. Carl comes set with the glove in front of the letters. Takes a look at second. The 2-1 pitch waved at and missed down at the bottom of the zone by Nagler. 2-2. In the Pippins half of the 8th, it'll be Daichi, Nick, and Parker due up. So the perfect part of the order to try to do some damage, but you got to limit it here. Runner at second, nobody away. 2-2 pitch from Carl is fouled off towards the Pippins on deck circle. And it'll bounce harmlessly over to Nick Allen in the first base coaching box. Nagler crowding the plate. Hearn out at second. Carl takes a look at him and now brings home the 2-2. Drilled out towards left field. Will it stay fair is the question? No, it'll find a spot in the berm and become a souvenir. Two balls, 2 strikes. Still very chilly out on the field, although the rain no longer, it appears to be a threat. Another one from Carl. Downstairs, the count will run full. Approaching the 2-hour mark in the contest. Started at 6:34. It's about 8:30 p.m. here on the Pacific Coast. Half pitch on the way from Carl. Called strike 3 at the knees. First strikeout on the season for Carl Mullenkovash. 1 away here in the 7th. Michael Perazzo led off the 6th inning with 1 of 4 singles that would follow. Would eventually get 3 of those 4 singles around to score. Helped the Raptors take the 4-1 lead in the bottom of the 6th. Carl with a long look out at second. First pitch is a called strike at the top of the zone to Michael Perazzo. Other than that, Perazzo 1 for 3. Fielder's choice in the 3rd brought home the first run of the game. Flew out back in the 1st as a harmless out number 2. A 1 pitch from Carl, handcuffed him inside. Did he go around? No, says Jim Courtney. One of those self-defense type swings that Perazzo almost went all the way around on. But as he fell down to the seat of his pants, was able to keep the bat back. So it's 1 ball on 1 strike. Runner takes off for 3rd. The pitch is outside, and Hearn will have it stolen without a throw. Carl is a little bit more deliberate to the plate than most relievers, which provides an opportunity for stolen bases. Now the Pippins infield will come in. 2-1 pitch. Down and in. 3 balls and a strike. Peraza trying to bring home another run. Credited with the RBI back in the third, which got all the scoring started tonight. The 3-1 pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. 2 walks in the inning for Pippins pitching. First by Fry, now by Carl. That'll bring up JT Summers. Middle infield will play back with the double play now in order. JT Summers has 1 for 3 tonight. Singled and scored in the 6th, flew out in the 3rd, grounded out back in the 1st. See if Peraza was off at all as the pitch is downstairs for ball 1. Pippin's body is still stirring out there in the bullpen as it appears that Shifu Hasegawa has grabbed a baseball. Runners at the corners. There goes the runner from first. The pitch deked by Burt. They're going to throw down the third. Daichi applies the tag. They got him. Burt able to deke Isaiah Hearn over at third. That's a big second out. Peraza does steal second. Base running mistake by Isaiah Hearn. 2-0 is the count with a runner at second. That's Peraza. He takes off for third, but the pitch is going to hit JT Summers. Peraza had that bag stolen and then some. But then Summers hit in the front leg by the pitch. Cade Ladahoff, 2 for 3, a pair of singles. Carl trying to get through this inning unscathed. Got some help from his catcher, but now he's got 2 on and 2 away. Carl with a long look out towards second. Comes plateward, first pitch, just missing outside to Cade Ladahoff. Ridgefield, if this score holds, would take over first place in the WCL South. Carl takes another long look out towards second. 1-0 pitch, high and away, 2-0. And potentially, if all the scores hold tonight, they could be the best team in the West Coast League, tied with Nanaimo. 2-0 pitch. Carl finds a strike on a slider at the bottom of the zone. The Night Owls leading the Bells 6-1 in the top of the 7th inning. Kelowna currently leading the Walla Walla Sweets up across the border in the bottom of the 6th, 2-0. The Berries were off tonight. 2-1. Another slider from Carl. This one misses. 3-1. Walk loads the bases for Zach Wattis, who had a pair of RBI back in the 6th inning. Carl, another look to second. He's got another runner at first. The 3-1 pitch stays alive. There's a strike at the top of the zone. The count runs full. The runners will get a head start. Peraza is at second. JT Summers is over at first. Cade Ladahoff in a battle with Carl Molenkovash. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The payoff pitch comes plateward, and it misses well outside, ball 4. Ridgefield has the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th inning as Coach Krusty back out to the mound. He is going to make another pitching change. Molenkovash only able to get the 1 out. 2 outs rather, as New arm into the game for Yakima Valley when we come back to the bottom of the 7th. Welcome back to the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. Shifu Hasegawa is the new arm in for Yakima Valley. Bases loaded, 2 away. Left-hander Zach Wattis will face the right-handed hurling Hasegawa. First pitch, this is outside ball 1. So, Mullen Kovash goes only 22 pitches, gets 2/3 of an inning. As now Hasegawa misses outside 2-0. No place to put the left fielder Wattis. 1 inning, Shifu worked back against the Marionberries on Friday. He gave up a hit, but no runs. First pitch, or rather, third pitch, skied out towards left field. Guler going to settle under it and make the catch. Shifu able to get the last out of the 7th inning. The Raptors do not score, and it stays a 4-1 game. We go to the 8th inning. Pippins running out of time here at the Rourke. Well, after striking out the side in the top half of the 7th inning, Schneider will head back out for his 2nd inning of a relief, facing Daichi Furuhata, Nick Velasquez, and Parker Burt, 2, 3, and 4 in the Yakima Valley order. He had to sit for a little while, as even though the Raptors didn't score, they had base runners everywhere. 3 walks, a hit by a pitch, and then a runner that was caught stealing, or I guess picked off rather, over at third. 4-1 is the score here at the Rourke. Top of the 8th inning, 6 outs for Yakima Valley to work with before suffering a potential game 1 loss in this series. Schneider, of course, pumping gas in that 7th inning. We'll see if he still has it in the tank. Starts off with a breaking ball upstairs to Daichi Furuhata. 1 ball, no strikes. This is game 1 of 6 on the road this week. The Pippins 2 more here in Ridgefield as Daichi sends one foul into the top of the screen, 1-1. 6:35 starts both tomorrow and Thursday. And then the Pippins will make the long trek up to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada to play the Edmonton Riverhawks for 3 games. 1-1, Daichi bends out of the way of a pitch seeking towards his helmet. 2-1. That Riverhawks trip going to be certainly an experience for this entire team. After playing a late night game Thursday, it's another pitch high and tight, 3-1. It's a 7 o'clock local start time in Edmonton. That's 6 o'clock here in the Pacific time zone. Edmonton so far west that they're actually in the mountain time zone. 3-1. Daichi takes ball 4 down below the knees. Good start to the 8th inning for Yakima Valley as Furuhata's been on 3 times today. 2 walks and, of course, the solo home run in the 6th. And that will force a mound visit by the Raptors. Schneider gives up his first walk of his outing after striking out the side in the 7th. No action so far for Ridgefield, but again, plenty of bodies down there who could get ready to go as the Pippins now a meeting between the 2 coaches, Coach Panch and Coach Krusty, trying to get on the same page. Long meeting now broken up by the home plate umpire Thomas Glenn out there on the hill. Nick Velasquez getting ready to hit as they're going to charge an offensive meeting to the Pippins as well. Coach Krusty trying to argue his case that he was just talking with his associate head coach. He's still pleading his case, but the meeting charged anyway. First pitch, a fastball blown right by Nick Velasquez, top shelf. No balls, 1 strike. Velasquez looking to do some damage here. Furuhata over at first. Big lead, and Nick fouls it back into the screen. No balls, 2 strikes as nobody retrieves that loose pearl. Now the home plate umpire, Thomas Glenn, will just do it himself. Its bullpen still has some folks moving around. Check over to first. Daichi back in plenty of time. Velasquez 1 for 3 today, a single in the 6th. Struck out looking in the 1st, grounded out back in the 3rd. 0-2, Nick stays alive, straight back into the protective netting. Herbert will retrieve the loose change this time. Ballboy's starting to fall asleep down in the Raptors dugout. Still no balls, 2 strikes to Nick. He grounds one foul again over towards Parker, who will make the slow trot over to grab this baseball. One run, 3 hits, 1 error for Yakima Valley so far tonight. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Raptors. Playing in their 7th game here at the Rourke. 0-2 pitch again. Nick just getting a piece and sending it back to the screen. Good fight being put up here by Velasquez. Velasquez, the designated hitter tonight after playing in the field the last 9 games. Trying to build off a single in the 6th. The 0-2 is up at the top of the zone with a slider for strike 3. Nick frustrated as not much you could do about it up at the top of the zone. 1 away, 1 on. And now Parker Burt. Burt stretches out up at the top of his head Arms raised and now digs in the right-hand batter's box. Daichi's still over at first base. Parker waves through the first pitch he sees on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. So all 4 outs that Schneider has gotten has been strikeouts. Defense behind him is probably saying, hey, let us field a ball every once in a while. 0-1, 0-2 at the bottom of the strike zone. As now Burt down to his final strike. On the other hand, the defense probably saying, good, we don't have to work very hard. 0-2, fastball back up the middle, slowly hit. There's only going to be one play. It's at first. Burt out on the ground out to short. Furuhata moves up to second base. Luis Garcia, last hope here in the 8th inning for the Pips. Drew a walk back in the 6th inning. Pippins had 2 aboard with only 1 out in that 6th inning and then struck out and flew out to end the threat. Think of how critical those couple of runs are right now at a 4-1 ballgame. 0-2 well outside. Rico diving out of his crouch to keep the ball within an arm's reach. Starting to really feel the effects of the stadium lights now as the sun continues to dip beyond the horizon. 1 ball and no strikes. Garcia takes in across the kneecaps, 2-0. Luis is not afraid to draw walks. He's not afraid to get into long counts either. Aichi up at second base. Garcia, after a check over there, waits on the pitch from Snyder. It's down and away. And it's 3 balls, no strikes. Well, if Luis can reach, then you've got Garen Guler as the tying run who would come up to hit. Luis walked back in the 6th. Can he do it again? The 3-0, taking all the way. There's a courtesy strike offered to Schneider. You can still pick a spot if you're Luis Garcia. You don't want to expand the zone too far. The 3-1, and it's downstairs, ball 4. Garcia with a very good eye at the plate draws a walk for the 2nd time today, and now Garen Guler will represent the tying run in the left-hand batter's box. Guler struck out twice tonight. He's also grounded out. Need him to be clutch here, like he was during the opening weekend. First pitch, a fastball for a strike. Outer half of the plate. Schneider still able to rear back and send him home with some high heat. 0-1, runners at first and second. Changeup well outside. Makes it 1 ball and 1 strike. Garen's got a home run down in Springfield that went out to left. He's got a home run up at Yakima County Stadium that went out to the short porch and right. 1 ball and 1 strike here. Schneider set up at the head. The 1-1. Off speed, swung through, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Furuhata at second. Garcia is over at first. Garen Guler trying to keep the inning alive as the tying run. The 1-2, changeup dropped in for a called strike 3. Garen Guler strikes out for the 3rd time today, and the Pippins strand 2 more, one of them in scoring position. No runs on no hits, no errors, 2 left on base. Last licks for the Raptors to add on to the lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th here in Ridgefield. Bottom of the eighth inning, as the Raptors have 6, 7, and 8 due up in their order. Jaden Blaylock, Bo Rico, and Noah Albanese trying to add on to a 3-run lead. 4-1, the Raptors lead it. They got 1 run in the third, and they got 3 runs in the sixth. Hasegawa, after throwing 2 pitches in the 7th inning, will go to work here in the 8th, trying to keep the score right where it is. First pitch, a very slow breaking ball, called a strike by Thomas Glenn, the home plate umpire. Hasegawa not going to overpower you, but he is going to have about 3 or 4 different off-speed type pitches. A 1, another one, lined right at Daichi. 2 Japanese natives helping each other out. 1 up, 1 down here in the 8th. Bo Rico grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the 6th inning that got 2 huge outs on the board for the Yakima Valley defense. A run did come across to score on it, but then the Pippins were able to get out of the inning without allowing any more. First pitch he swings. It's into very shallow left field, drifting over towards foul territory, sliding into foul territory. Correa, he makes the catch. That ball was fair. Correa able to get to it. There's 2 away as Rico robbed of a hit. What a play. Correa showing off some wheels, getting from the shortstop position. No Albanese. Last hope for any insurance for the Raptors. Pippins will have 7, 8, and 9 due up in their order. First pitch, a slider for a called strike at the bottom of the zone to Albanese. Noah Albanese 0 for 4 today. Strikeout, ground out, fly out. 0-1, slowly on the ground over towards Daichi. He gloves it. He throws it on the run. And a 1-2-3 frame thrown by Hasegawa on only 5 pitches sends us to the top of the 9th. Pippins need 3 to tie, 4 to take the lead. We'll be right back to the Rourke. This is Pippins Baseball. Chris Cota goes back into his bullpen for the top of the 9th inning as he pulls out Caden Thompson, who has pitched in 1 game so far this season. It was against Port Angeles on June 5th, going 4 innings, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. striking out 2 and giving up 1 home run. He did take the win in that game, though, as he came in of relief in a 15-2 victory. Those 2 runs were the only 2 that he and the team gave up. A save situation for him as he'll be facing Grant Yost, Ramon Valenzuela, and Levi Correa, and then hopefully more for the Yakima Valley Pippins here in the top of the 9th as they trail by 3. Thompson fires a fastball low for ball 1. He's also got some velocity. Schneider was sitting at around 92 with his fastball. I'd say this is fairly similar, and it's very smooth. Yost out into very shallow right field, into foul territory. Summers sticks the glove up and puts it away. 2 pitches, 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Ramon Valenzuela, one of the 3 Pips with hits tonight. He got a single in the 2nd. Velasquez got a single in the 6th. Daichi had a home run in the 6th. Lefty-lefty matchup here as a breaking ball starts off the count 1-0 as it bounces away from Rico behind the dish. Pippins in danger of dropping this game and snapping that last win that they got against the Berries. Gone back and forth in their last 5 games as another breaking ball's yanked glove side 2-0. Ridgefield on a 3-game winning streak, taking down the Port Angeles lefties in 3 on the road. Wave and a miss, top of the zone, 2-1. They're trying to improve to 4-3 here at the Rourke and 1-0 in South Division play. They had 9 games against North Division opponents. 2-1, down and away, 3 balls and a strike. Valenzuela trying to get on any way possible. 1 for 3 today, a single and 2 strikeouts. The 3-1 pitch, there's a strike. Bottom corner on the inside part of the plate to run the count full. Schneider went 2 innings, striking out 5 as Valenzuela sends one on the ground out towards second. Blalik on to first, 2 away, and the last hope for the Pippins is Levi Correa. Correa 0 for 2 today, but he did walk back in the 5th. Pippins stranded 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 2 in the 8th. Lots of base runners left out there for the Pips offense. First offering to Levi downstairs, 1-0. Jay O'Neill waits on deck. Should Levi reach? 2-0. Pitch missed downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Thompson looking for the save. Would be number 1 on the season. Misses outside with a breaking ball. 3-0. If you're Levi, you've basically got to take on this pitch all the way. Try to draw a walk. Thompson's been nowhere close in this at-bat. And he's nowhere close again on a fastball. Working a little too quickly for himself out there. Game stays alive as the lineup card flips to the top of the order for Jay O'Neill. Jay O'Neill 0 for 4. A strikeout, 2 groundouts, and a pop out. August Ware started the game for the Raptors as Thompson throws a first pitch ball 1-0. He went 6 innings, giving up 3 hits, 1 run, and striking out 7. Schneider went 2 innings to bridge the gap, and now Thompson trying to close it off. 2-0 now as the fastball misses high and away to Jay O'Neill. Potential tying run is in the on-deck circle. It's Daichi Furuhata as O'Neill ropes one down into right field for a base hit. This is bouncing all the way to the wall and getting stuck in the chain link. Jay's going to round set first and head to second. And 2 runners in scoring position for the Pippins. Some late life here at the Rourke. O'Neill with a double. Correa into third. Daichi Furuhata represents a tie in this contest. He's been on 3 times today. He's got a solo home run and 2 walks. Jay picks up double number 2. He got that first one in his first game as a Yakima Valley Pippin back on Friday night. First pitch to Daichi. Top of the zone for strike one. Just keep the train moving any way you can. Daichi stands closed off. The 0-1 rather, is downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Velasquez now in the on-deck circle represents the go-ahead run. Daichi's got to get on first. 2 away, 1-1 count. The pitch, a breaking ball. Daichi lunged for it, held back, but it was called a strike. And now the Pippins down to their final strike in the count. Furuhata was baffled at the call. He'll dig back in, try to clear his head, and put a ball somewhere in the outfield grass. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Daichi swings through it. Thompson screams as he picks up the save, and this game comes to a close just after 9 o'clock. Pippins had 2 in scoring position in the top of the 9th inning, but they will fall in this opening game of the 3-game series by a final score of 4-1. Pips only had 4 hits in the game, a double by Jay O'Neill, a home run by Daichi Furuhata, a single by Nick Velasquez, and a single by Ramon Valenzuela. They left a whopping 10 runners on the base paths as O'Neill and Correa are left stranded. The win will go to August Ware. He's 1-0. The loss will go to Austin Dillon. He's now 0-2. A couple of tough losses for AD. The save will go to Thompson. He pitches the final inning, stranding 2, striking out 1, and walking 1 on 1 hit. Thanks for joining us tonight for this first game of the 3-game series. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 6:35 p.m. first pitch. Same time, same place, hopefully a different result. Yakima Valley falls in this game 4-1 to the Ridgefield Raptors. I'm your voice of the Yakima Valley Pippins, Harmon Johnsen, saying stay safe, have a wonderful rest of the night. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here at the Rourke. Pippins lose 4